here, and last night we got the new release of the Mandalorian Season 2, Episode 1. Now, it's kind of interesting, they're keeping the chapter thing going on, so where the first season was chapters 1 through 8, last night was chapter 9, called The Marshal. Now, there's going to be some spoilers in this review, so if you haven't seen it yet, what the hell are you waiting for? Seriously. It dropped at midnight last night. I saw it at 2 a.m. What are you waiting for? It's already like noon on the West Coast. All right. So this is my thoughts on it in a quick review. What we got was the Mandalorian's on his quest to find a home for the child, to find his people. Now, we don't even know what these people are called. People still like to call him Baby Yoda, but the thing they call him the child. So Mando's plan is to find other Mandalorians and see if they can guide him to the Jedi. Interesting plan. So he goes to a guy named Gor Koresh, who's voiced by John Leguizamo. That's our first surprise guest cameo this season. And he's supposed to know where there's another Mandalorian, because now all the ones that left the planet they were on are hard to find. So he goes there, and of course there's the fact that he's running around in Beskar armor, and Beskar is incredibly valuable. Gor prefers to actually take the armor instead of actually give him the information. But Mando's a little better than all of Gor's troops, or people. Yeah, that doesn't go anywhere well for Gor at all, and he ends up hanging upside down and being left for dead. So, but he tells him that there's a Mandalorian on Tatooine, which, Mando's a little, I was already on Tatooine, but, so he heads back there, and of course that is our first return guest star, Amy Sedaris as Pelimoto, and he actually lets the droids this time work on his ship on the Razor Crest, so that's kind of cool. So he shows that, his IG-11 sacrifice actually has some good effects to him. She is, of course, happy as hell to see the child again, because he's super cute, as we all are. I think she was the voice of all of us going, oh, he's still good, oh yeah. Yeah, that was us. And he heads off into the middle of the desert, where the R5-D4 droid, the one you might recognize, shows up to show the map of old Tatooine before the fall of the Empire, and where this Mando's supposed to be, this other Mandalorian is supposed to be. And of course he goes out there, and we find out it's not an actual Mandalorian, it's Cobb Vanth, played by Timothy Oliphant. Now, we knew Timothy Oliphant was joining the series in that role. Cobb, of course, is a non-Mandalorian who is wearing Boba Fett's armor from the Sarlacc pit. Now, it's an interesting episode because it's about this small settlement who has to work with the Sand People to fight off this big dragon-like creature underground. So you've got kind of Dune meets the Western, where the settlers have to work with the Indians to take on a bigger threat. That's pretty much, or the American Indians, to take on the threat. And that's kind of what we got here. It's a good short story. It goes by quick. It's neat to see the Sand People in a completely different way, to kind of equate them to the Native Americans or the First Nationers if you're Canadian. I think that's a really nice touch. Oliphant plays a neat character. Cobb is neat. I'm surprised at the ending. He doesn't get to keep the armor. Again, I told you there'd be spoilers, because I kind of thought he'd go, well, you are living by the way and whatnot, but he still takes the armor. And then I think we see why at the end, where we see a mysterious man standing on the hill watching the Mandalorian drive back towards the ship with Boba Fett's armor, and it's pretty clear Tamira Morrison who is going to be playing Boba Fett. So we see that Boba Fett is still alive, but we also learn that the dragon is living in an abandoned Sarlacc pit. And there's a comment about, well, I've never heard of an abandoned Sarlacc pit. How does that happen? He says, well, you have to kill the Sarlacc. So I think that's what, we find out right there. What happened to Boba Fett is that Boba Fett actually killed the Sarlacc. Also, I know that Boba Fett's not supposed to be in real Mandalorian armor, or at least I know his Django wasn't in. I don't know. I get some of the lore mixed up. I'm not that deep into the books. Like, I know Cobb Vanth comes from some of the later books. I believe they're called Aftermath. So that's interesting to me, that his armor seems to be just as good, and Cobb has got a pretty good handle on it using the rocket launcher, the jetpack, all that stuff, and it's a real neat episode. It's a good dive back in. It's a lot like the first episode of the first season. It kind of re-establishes the world again. Yeah, we go to Tatooine. Yeah, we see some familiar faces, but we also get a new story, and we get a classic Western tale. So overall, I think it was a real strong first episode. Again, good directing. I don't remember off the top of my head who directed. Let me see if I can see real quick. Actually, it says Jon Favreau directed the first episode. So that's fascinating. I didn't know he was actually going to direct any of these. So if he did, that's very cool. He did a good job. It looks great. The baby is still, or the child still is awesome. And overall, they did a really good job. So I know some people are going to wait and binge watch it. I'm not. I've decided I'm going to do these reviews as I go, because I think that having the anticipation is going to be good. Right now, this has been a weird year, and we come off of the first season of Mandalorian, and we go into a pandemic year, and it's been a crap year, and suddenly the Mandalorian's back, and it's that first little glimmer of hope. And I know a lot of people are going to be like, it's a TV show, and that's fine. But now, once a week, we have something to look forward to. So I'm not going to wait. If you are, more power to you, and you shouldn't be watching this video. But if you're not, and you're going to be like me, I'll be here each week doing a short video. I'm going to try to keep them under 8 minutes or so, 9 minutes or so, just to make them quick. So thanks for tuning in. Do me a favor, hit the subscribe button and the like button and stuff. If you hit the subscribe, you'll see when I post the next one. And I'm going to start doing some more videos again. I'm going to get back into the stream. I had some personal stuff that kept me from jumping back in. My father passed, and it really threw me off. So I'm trying to get back up to speed. So thanks for your patience, and thanks for coming. Have a great day.